everybody, welcome back to the channel. Of course, this is Life with Nessa and I am Nessa. Nice at school. For those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, let me just get you up to speed. So my name is Nessa. I have a beautiful daughter. Her name is Naya. This is our channel. A few months ago, well, let's go back a little more. I was working in an auditing firm here in Jamaica for 6 or 7 years. A few months ago, I joined the Money Society with Anna Palomino. Upon joining the society, looking through my finances, and I said, girl, this is not it. I had to get more income. How did I do that? By applying for and successfully landing a work from home job. Now, so I left my job here in Jamaica, got the work from home job, and then a few months in, I got fired. All of that is on my channel. You can go look for it if you're intrigued. But after getting fired, I decided that, hey, I'm going to be a full-time freelancer, and that's what I'm doing now. So here we are, full-time freelancing. In a couple of days or weeks, hopefully days, I want to do an update on what it's been like so far, my progress, if anything has changed, what do I think about the process, stuff like that. But today, I want to look at just freelancing and just give you some additional information. All right. So now everybody is, there's a new wave, a new trend of working from home, and freelancing has been around for a while. I think in Jamaica we may not have been as openly introduced to it as we are pushed into other sectors and areas of employment, but freelancing has been around. You hear me talk about Lakeisha all the time. Lakeisha has been doing freelancing for years, and there are many others just like her. So yeah, work from home has become a big thing. Freelancing is now my thing, and I want to encourage as many people as is possible to think about it. Not necessarily, you don't have to do it full time. So I'm not telling you to go leave your job and sit at your computer and whatever. No, I'm telling you that it is possible if you need a second source of income, if you need additional, it may not be second, but you need additional income. This is one way that you can think about. All right. So yes, there is a new wave of working from home and freelancing, and everybody's working from the comforts of their homes, and we're all intrigued. We all would like to do that, to cut out the commute, to cut out the office work, to whatever the case might be. And so I had that for a little bit. It was good. There was ups, there were downs. I talk about that in my video, I think. Yes. And it's a wonderful experience, and I wouldn't tell anybody not to do it. And freelancing also is a wonderful experience, and you will hear about freelancing and the joys, the benefits that it has, such as financial freedom. You determine how much you're getting paid, stuff like that. But additionally, I wanted to provide us with some information, so here we go. Now, some of the things that I've noticed since coming into freelancing, and I think it's important for us to have if you're thinking about making the leap, whether it be full-time or part-time, is that you have to have a mindset shift. Now, what do I mean by that? As an employee, you function a little bit different, and maybe a lot different than you do as a freelancer. As a freelancer, you are CEO of your business. You're CEO, VP, financial controller, employee, you're everything, right? And so the attitude that you may take to a 9 to 5, where you have your sick days and you have deadlines, but you can, there are workarounds, and we all know how to work the system if you've been in a job long enough. I certainly knew some things that I could do at my previous employment here in Jamaica. So you kind of figure it out how you're going to work around it. You might pass off your assignments to somebody else, many things. But when it comes down to freelancing now, you are your own boss. You're calling the shots. You have clients who are directly looking to you to produce the content, or to produce the results, the services that you've promised that they've paid for. And it has a direct impact on you if it is that you're not doing that. So now when you're coming into freelancing, you're looking to shift your mindset. You're no longer an employee working, and then at the end of a week or 2 weeks, a month, whatever, whether you do the amount of work that the boss wanted, yes or no, you're still getting a check, and it's a set amount. When it comes on to freelancing, you have to put in the work. The work is going to determine whether or not you get paid, and how much you get paid, how well you do the work, how often you do the work, stuff like that. And so you can't have this, me I gotta work, or me not gotta work, or whatever the case might be. You have to literally shift your mindset. I am no longer working for someone. I'm working for myself. This is my business. I am my business, and I have to determine in my head that I'm producing the greatest quality services, whatever that I'm offering, and you have to operate that way as a business owner. as a CEO, your chief executive officer, your chief financial controller. You're determining how the money is coming in, what you need to do to get more money, what do you call it, like, businesses do advertisements in order to draw and attract customers. Now you have to determine, how am I going to get my customers, where are my customers located? You take over marketing, you take over everything, as opposed to just going to a 9 to 5 and all these things are pre-done, pre-prepared, or there are people doing it, may not be you. And so, but even if it is you, you already have a budget. There are other people who is directly in charge of that type of thing. When you're doing freelancing, it's a whole other ball game. When you're doing any form of business, be it freelancing or not, you have to shift your mindset and know that, listen, I am responsible. I have to take charge of my journey. I have to take charge of my income. I have to take charge of my services, how I'm going to present myself, so on and so forth. So it's very important to understand that it takes a great mindset shift, right? There's nobody telling you, hey, you need to get here at 9. Hey, you need to leave at 5. You are determining your hours, and you have to make sure that your deadlines are met and your customers are satisfied. And so I think it's important to tell people, hey, you have to shift your mindset. If you're going to do freelancing, you have to shift your mindset. You have to be willing to do what it is to get the work done on time, every time, or as often as you can, because the reality is people need their work, and they're giving freelancers because they expect a greater turnaround time than maybe if they had somebody sitting in their office. And so you have to provide that. You have to think about it. This is my business, and I need to get this done to maintain my clientele and to grow my business. All right, the next thing that is important to note, and this is not something that you may not have had working a 9 to 5, but it becomes even more so important when you become a freelancer or a business owner, and that's time management skills. Now, what do I mean by that? Time management skills is important because, especially as a freelancer on Fiverr, on Upwork, whatever platforms you're working on, you will have multiple jobs coming in at a time. Especially, I can speak for Fiverr because that's where I work. So a person can just come, see your gig, place an order, and they don't have to say anything to you. You may have 3, 4, 5, 6 orders. When I did the program with Internet Income Jamaica, as sponsored by NCB Foundation, and if you're at this point, I have a little thingy to tell you at the end, so you gotta stay tuned. When we were doing it, one of the things that Alicia encouraged us to do was to have multiple gigs up. So a minimum of 6 or 7, I believe it was, we had to have these gigs up. Why? Because there's a greater chance of you getting orders when you're offering multiple services, correct? Good. So it's like being in the market. If you were going to go and sell produce, you may have carrots and people aren't really buying carrots, but say you have cabbage, Irish potato, If you go into the market, you can literally look and see the business plan right there. I'm going to sell multiple things because if the market for one is slow today, maybe the others will pick up, and so I'll still make a profit. I'll still be making sales. Good. So time management skills. Now you have these orders coming in. You have 6 gigs up. Imagine having 1 order on each gig, just a minimum of 1. And the time frame has been set. So you're the one who is setting your time frame on Fiverr. How quickly can I produce this? What is my turnaround time for producing this service, for producing this good? Now you have these orders. All of these people are looking to you. People don't go and go, oh, she has 5 orders already. I'm not going to add mine. No. No. And they expect that the turnaround time that is listed on the gig, it is what is going to be. Now, there are circumstances, of course, that can cause these turnaround times to not come to fruition, depending on the type of job. If you experience any like unforeseen circumstances coming up. For example, I have a calling gig working on right now. It's taking a lot more time than we had anticipated, and it's just because of the nature of the calls, the information that we require to get, and how long it's taking us to get the information from one prospect. Good. So you can have unforeseen circumstances like that, but in the same way, there are other people there who are waiting on us too to get their jobs done, and we have to be able to allocate the amount of time that we need each day to ensure that everybody's job is done, and not just kind of sort of done and done properly. Good. So time management skills become very important. You want to know, because also I'm a single mom. You guys know that I have Nai. So I'm up. I need to get Nai ready for school. I need to get her to taekwondo. I need to get her to swimming when she's doing that. I need to make sure everybody's calls are done. I need to, because I also create spreadsheets and stuff like that. If I need to create a spreadsheet, how much time did I tell the client, what the spreadsheet requires, what's the plan that I have, what do they need it to be? And I have to set all of those out and manage my time efficiently and effectively to ensure that everybody's job is done and done on time. And also that I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not stressed, I'm not freaking out, because once your mindset is in that area, because you see where you don't have enough time to get something done, you start to freak out, and that starts to affect the quality of your work. Another thing, rolling off of time management skills, is planning. You have to be an effective planner, right? You have to sit down and you have to we're gonna say maths out how everything is gonna get done, right? How am I gonna get this done? What is the plan of action? What am I gonna do? What steps am I gonna take to ensure that everything is done? How best can I get this done, right? No, many of us, we do planning, but maybe not on that type of scale. And moreover, what's important to note, I don't want you to think, oh my god, I can't plan, oh my god, I don't have good time management skills, oh my god, da 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 da. No, you can still do freelancing if you don't have these skills down pat and perfected right now, but you will be required. If you want to be in the game making big bucks, you have to level up, right? You have to level up. So I'm just telling you in advance what is required of you to actually come in this situation here and make it and do well at it. Good. So yes, as I was saying, planning, you have to be able to plan out your day. Normally what I've been trying to do is, so the night before I will sit down and say, okay, so what do I need to do now? I'm a freelancer, I'm a mother with a daughter who has activities, I'm trying to do YouTube, there's all of that. I do social media management, I do this, I do that, I do all of these things. So now I need to know how every hour of my day is going to go. I'm not perfect at it yet, and this is also something that I learned in the Money Society, but I still never perfected it. So sorry, I still didn't perfect it then. And now coming into this, because one of the things that the Money Society also does is it trains you to be a business owner. That's what Anna wants for a lot of us, to go out and to be business owners, entrepreneurs. And so she will talk to you about these things. Effective planning, taking step by step, how to plan, what's the best way, da da da. So I had that prerequisite skill or knowledge. It's just for me now to put it in and to be consistent about it. And another thing, rolling off of planning, as I mentioned, consistency. Consistency isn't, and I don't mean that every day you're going to get up and, on fire for the job. No, but you have to take little things and build a routine, so you will automatically do it even if you're not feeling like it. It's not feeling, it's discipline. Now we have to be, as a freelancer, you have to learn to put your feelings aside and to just get the work done. There are days when I wake up, I don't want to make these calls, but somebody paid for them and I gotta do them, right? So I just, whatever I need to do to get into the groove and to get it done, I just get it done because it needs to be done. So you consistently start showing up, it becomes easier, it becomes, you get into your groove and you work it through. Next thing I want to do, because I don't want to make this video really long. I'm so sorry, guys. I know I talk really fast. I can't help it. That's something that I've also noticed on my calls, and I'm trying to slow down my speed. It's just that how my brain works. My brain is going a mile a minute and my mouth is chasing. Okay. So the next one I want to talk about, so we talked about mindset shift and how necessary that is. We've talked about time management skills, how necessary that is as well. We've talked about being able to plan effectively, and we've talked about being consistent. Now I want to talk to you about the willingness to learn and adapt. Listen, none of us were born with the skills that we had now. We had to learn them on our way, and this is no different. If you had a 9-to-5 job like me for many years, or for any length of time, you would have automatically been cultured to operate a particular way, right? Freelancing now is a different ball game. So in changing your mindset, you also have to be willing to learn and adapt. There will be things that you don't know. There'll be things that is the first time you're meeting it. Apps, it requires a lot of learning because there's so many apps and software and stuff that you can use, and whether it be free or paid or whatever, and clients will have requests of you, and you don't know where to start to get this done, but you have to go willing to learn, to go find that information and to adapt so that you can get your work done. right? You cannot be stagnant and static and but me not used to this. If you have that type of mindset, if you have, again, mindset, if you have that type of attitude, you're not going to do very well, because you will have, you're dealing, listen, when you're doing freelancing and you're using platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, so on and so forth, the world is your marketplace. It's not just Jamaica. It's not just the man next door. It's not just whatever. These are people from all walks of life, all different type of cultures, all different type of expectations, and you have to always know, okay, where am I? What do they need me to do? And can I do it? And if it is not something that I can do right now, can I learn how to do it? How quickly can I learn how to do it? Can I be good at it? What it is that I need to do goes back to planning. So you have to be able to learn quickly and to adapt to a changing environment. Fiverr might update its terms of service and add or subtract. You have to be willing to know now that, okay, maybe one time I could do this, can't do it anymore. Maybe I couldn't do this before, can do it now, and to constantly be learning and adapting. It's always a new, fresh experience every day when you step out to do freelancing. Next thing that I think is important, and something that I think we all need, whether you're doing freelancing or anything else, is a community of like-minded people. I'm grateful to Internet Income Jamaica, to NCB Foundation, to have propelled me, and to myself, hey, for taking the opportunity and to be able to now meet like-minded people, people who are on the same journey, right? There are some days when, to be honest, I feel so distraught. I don't feel confident in the fact that this can do for me what I've seen it do for others. And every time I do that, I was just telling Lakeisha that the day I always call her name, tell her it's well and big. So she was talking to me and she was telling me about how she started, where she's at now, and she just gave me some encouragement, and that is important, because in having a goal, it's always important to see the goal, whether it be you have it written down in your house, whether the Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. Listen, we're gonna preach. No, we're not. But nevertheless, so when I see that, listen, this woman has done it and she's doing well at it. Not only has she done it, but she's brought other people along, not just me, because she is my mentor right now. She's brought other people along and they are doing it and they are killing it. They're doing well, and those people now are looking for other people to do the same thing that Lakeisha did with them with. And that's so important, to have a community of people who are like-minded, people who are willing to invest in you, whether, and I'm not necessarily talking about money, but they will share their knowledge, their experience, even their market, because some of the times they will send business my way, right? Some things they'll say, hey girl, I just sent this person over, whatever. Now they can't control whether or not the person does buy from me. That's on me and that's on the person, but they are still willing to share their market, right? So you need to have a community of people who are willing to enforce your dream and to push you towards it and to help you along with their experience, with their knowledge, with whatever way they can, to be willing. They're not selfish. Cool? And as I said, this is not just for freelancing, but anything in life, anything that you want to do and do well at, you need to have a community of people. Network, your network is very important. Cool. All right. Now, another thing that you need to be prepared for when you're going to take on this road is that there are expenses. Yes, it's freelancing, but it's not free, right? There are expenses. Now, in terms of making phone calls, there are free apps that you can use. I think Text Now, and don't remember the other one. I'll double check those, so read the caption or read the description just to ensure if I make any changes. But like Skype, I use Skype to make phone calls because Skype has been the most reliable for me. As I told you, had to, in my experience with doing cold calling, if you haven't seen that video, you can go and watch it. When I was doing the cold call, yes, I was using Skype. I had a Skype plan on to call the US, but I didn't have a number, and so it was coming up as unknown on the prospective's phone. Now, when they saw this, they were taken aback, because scamming is rampant in almost every society, right? So when people see this, they think, not legitimate. And it was affecting the quality of my work. So I now had to go ahead and purchase a Skype number. So you know that there are little expenses. It may not be 100,000 or 500,000 to have a startup, startup capital, but there will be little things that you might have to pay for. Another thing is like courses. Cool, if you want to learn some things, you may have to go ahead and pay to learn them. And at the end of the day, it is really an investment in you, because you now are equipped with the knowledge to offer this service and to make back your money and make more. But these are things that you have to do. So continuing education. For example, now there is Canva has the free version, and you can use the free version if you're just doing social media management. You don't need a lot of fancy dancy stuff, and it can do quite a lot of things. I use the free version. But then if you want to graduate and up your game and, you know, really be out here, you may have to upgrade to Canva Pro, and that's a paid version. And it may not be a lot of money, but it is some money. And so there may very well be expenses that you have to incur on this journey. It's not just come and make money and let's just live, right? Some people run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, in order to get people to see them and to see that, hey, I am offering this service. I can be a good addition to your business, and that's a cost too. Again, may not be a lot of money, but it is a cost. So this area takes little to no investment, but there may be investment. And as you grow, as you get older, or you get more mature in the business, the expenses, you might see them taking on a different thing. Again, if you're going to do calls, you may need a headset. Cool. You're going to need a device, whether it be laptop, phone, whatever. There are expenses. Startup capital is there. It's just that it's not a lot, but it's also something that you don't want to come and say, oh, but I don't need to spend the money. And you get an order for calls. Text now isn't working, or one of the free apps isn't working. You may just have to switch over and say, hey, I'm going to use Skype. I'm going to use Google Voice, and I'm going to pay for my number. I'm going to get what it is that I need to get done. You have to be prepared for that. Again, it's a part of learning and adapting, knowing that things will come up and you just have to make it work. So that's it for me. Those are the tips that I had for you. Just things to expect, things to note when coming into this. If you're thinking about it, if you've been watching my videos and you're getting inspired, I just want to be real and open with you guys, right? And another thing you need to be prepared for, and I don't want to leave this out, it's work. It's work. Enough free money. We're not over here chop line, and even choppings, you know what I mean, it's work. You have to put in effort. You have to go ahead and push, right, for you to see some level of results, and results that you can really be tangible. You have it's work. It is literally work. You can't be lazy. You can't just bum out your life. No, you have to come with some stamina behind you and push. Cool. And another thing you also need to do is to take care of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of those areas, so you can be your best self, so you can present your best self to your customers, to your clients, because you are your business and you need to take care of that. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Now, I had promised that if you had watched to the end, I had something to tell you now. Internet Income Jamaica has partnered with the NCB Foundation once more, and they are opening up the program. I'm not sure when the date is. It is yet to be announced, but they have a wait list. So I'm going to pin the wait list, the form for the wait list, down in the description. You can go ahead, you can sign up, and I pray. Listen, let me just tell you in advance, if you plan to go and waste time, don't do it. Leave it for somebody else to get. If you don't plan to put in the work, and you don't think, listen, this is not really for me, you know, I'm not really that type of person. I've just told you what it is that you can expect, some things to look to. If you really process and analyze that, and please, just don't go ahead. I don't like when opportunities are wasted. I don't like when people see things that can make them better, but they have not dedicated themselves enough to making themselves better, to go ahead and take that leap of faith and to tough it out, right? Some people on Fiverr today, a month goes by, you don't get any order. Are you gonna quit? If that's the type of mentality you have, the type of mindset you have, this is not for you. This is not for the weak. This is not for anybody who thinks it is easy peasy lemon squeezy overnight riches and graphing. Cool. So yes. So again, thank you guys for watching. I do hope that you have learned something, and if you have any questions, of course, you can always write it in the comment section. I usually respond as quickly as I can. If you don't get a response there, or for whatever reason you still need to talk to me, of course, Instagram, you can send me a DM, life with Nessa_9, and we can talk as long as I'm available. If I'm not, I still respond and tell you that, hey, I soon circle you back, right? So thank you so much for watching and for being a part of the community and coming along with me on this journey. All right, bye.